Boom! I'm super excited about what's in this box. A few years ago I made a snare drum, a 13x6 snare drum. It was inspired and sort of modelled off of the Steve Jordan signature snare from Yamaha. It's a 13x6 drum. I bought the shell from a company. I did the finish myself. I bought all the pieces, the lugs, the throw off, the air vent, got the hoops, obviously heads and wires and so on, and assembled it myself. And it's a great drum. It is a sound that I was looking for. I'm a huge Steve Jordan fan. That really ticked the box for me. However, I realised that I don't have a really strong wood snare drum other than the 13. 13x6 is great, but it isn't great for everything. I want a really versatile, usable, great wood snare drum. I'm hoping that what's in this box is going to be that. Let's take a look. Alright. This is a 1960s Gretsch Round Badge snare in white marine chrome. It's an 8-lug drum, and it looks unreal. Doesn't smell old. Bearing edges feel great. Got the silver sealer. You can see kind of inside. So this drum is a 14 by 5.5, and my plan is to get the snare throw off and butt plate, which has proven to be quite expensive. Get the lugs, get die cast hoops. That is what would have been on the drum when it would have been shipped back in the day. And I'm gonna fit it with classic fit coated ambassador on top by Remo and a classic fit hazy snare side on the bottom. And then find some pure sound snare wires, 24 to 30 strands. And when I said I didn't have a good wood snare, I do have this drum, which is a Gretsch Catalina Maple 14 by 5.5 snare. This drum is great. It does a lot for how inexpensive this drum is. It's incredible. It is absolute bang for your buck. You cannot get a better snare for this kind of money. And the kits as well are amazing. So my plan is to dissect this drum, take it all apart, put the lugs on this, and just see what can I borrow from this drum to go on this drum. That's where I'm gonna start. Oh, how naive I was. So, with none of the Catalina parts being an option, I had to bite the bullet and buy all original parts, which in hindsight I'm really glad about. My first purchase was the throw and butt plate. I got these together from the same seller for about £120 with delivery, which was actually a pretty good deal because I was finding them individually, or mainly the throw without the butt plate, for about 80 quid. So when they arrived, I assembled them, and it was pretty simple because all the screws were included. Next up, I found the lugs and internal muffler, or dampening system if you prefer. This was from the same seller as I bought the snare shell from, and it was clearly from the same era. The seller had a lot of different drums from this era, toms, other types of snares. I think there was a chrome over brass as well. So they kindly packaged the two together because they were listed individually, and I got them both, I think, for about £150 with delivery. So I then spent the evening assembling it all. All the screws came with all the lugs as well, which was really handy because they were quite sort of specific screws. So everything came together, so I assembled it all together one evening, and that was pretty much all the hardware for the actual shell itself done. Also, all original part. Next up was hoops. So I purchased die-cast hoops from a website called Drum Builder. These are my first die-cast hoops. I've never had die-cast hoops before, and they weigh a ton. I also got tension rods from Drum Builder as well. They've got loads of great stuff on this, so I recommend checking them out. I'll put the link in the description of this video. I used an old Gretsch resonant head from my Catalina snare and an old coated ambassador just to put everything together, and then finally was getting wires. Now in this clip you can see me assembling 42 strand Gibraltar wires. which I actually then took off because I just couldn't get any tension. I was really struggling with this throw, and anyone that uses throws with like cables or string know how frustrating it is to get any tension and even assemble the thing. So I've now actually got standard, I think 22 or 24 wires on with a classic fit coated ambassador. But the clip you're about to see of me playing it for the first time features these heads but with a different set of wires. Enjoy! So whilst I really enjoyed doing this project, and I'm really enjoying getting to know the snare, finding its best tuning ranges, I definitely should have done a lot more research than I actually did. Essentially found the shell one night whilst browsing through eBay. Really, I should have looked into the era of the drum and sort of seen how readily available all of the parts were, because my thought was, oh, I can just find all the parts online, it should be fairly easy. That really wasn't the case. The lugs and the throw-off in particular, the lugs for the Catalina were the wrong size, they were too small. So I definitely think that if I do this again, I'm going to have to do a little bit more research, and I think I kind of got a bit lucky with being able to find the parts as easily as I did. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you in the next one.